Hey, beautiful people. So I am finally done with the Credit 101 series. Everything I think that people should know about credit, I really think that I put it all into 206 episodes. I have done it all. But I found that there were 30 episodes that I really, really love for different reasons. And I created actual downloads. So you can see I have a stack of them here because I have them all printed out here because I have to record for you all to show you guys all of the different downloads. But I actually created a full course and you guys can get the downloads. It's over 45 downloads. There is worksheets, is dispute letters, is different checklists, and the best of credit, the best of credit 101 episodes 1 through 30. I'm going to actually show you guys what they are, and then you guys can be able to download them once you guys get inside the membership. And this video will be in the membership, so if you guys are looking at it in the membership, I do give you way more details on how to actually use these documents. I'm only talking about why you need them really here. I give you guys more details, and I may say a few things on how to fill it out. But once you guys get inside of the membership, you guys will see down below I have details on it, and you can download the actual documents there. So let's actually go over my first one. So best of credit episode 1. I liked episode 2, and this one I talked about what creditors are going to look at when they actually assess your credit. So before I apply for anything, there's different things that I actually look for. I want to make sure in terms of my credit, do I have certain things in order so when I go and apply for something, I'm going to get approved. If you guys are just out there just applying for things and you're like, I don't know why I'm getting denied, you need to really get this download, and it's a guide too that goes with it. I'm not going to actually show the guide. I'm going to just show a little details as to what it is, but you guys will have to go there and actually get it inside the membership. And then like I said, in the membership down below, it'll tell you exactly how to actually use the guide, but it really just read it and apply what it says. So let's actually look at the first checklist that I created for you all for Credit 101. So here is the actual checklist here. So with this checklist, you guys, all you have to do is just print it out. It's a PDF, and it tells you exactly what they're going to look at and what you guys should have in order before you apply for credit. So first off, you guys, make sure you check your credit report and make sure you don't have any account on there that's not supposed to be on there in terms of fraud. Look and see if you got any inaccuracies and it's negative accounts, because you can work on removing those accounts. Okay, you need to know what your credit score is. Even if you look on Credit Karma, to me that's fine, but just know something, know about where your credit score is. If you're going on Experian, getting it there, that's fine too. Maybe you apply for a mortgage that gave you with your credit score, that's fine. You can go based off of that, but I always say when I get those free scores, I always tell myself mentally my credit score is 20 points lower than what I actually see here. That way I'm not tricked, or I'm not thinking, oh my gosh, my credit score is 756 because the bank told me, and then I go somewhere else and then they say it's 736. I just automatically trick myself into it. That way, when I apply for certain things, my credit score came up higher, but at least I already had that cushion, that wiggle room. Make sure you guys pay down any existing debts. Sometimes you guys apply for credit, and we're going to talk about this in one of the best episodes of Credit 101 because I made a document about this. But one of the reasons why you can actually get denied, like the actual denials and what to do to change it, go through the different episodes of the best credit episodes of 101. You'll be able to see it. But paying down your debts or having too many debts can be a problem. So I suggest you guys do pay down some of your debts. And some of your debts can be, hey, I got my debt to income ratio is bad. So now when I'm applying for a mortgage, I'm only getting approved for, 300,000, but I thought I could be able to get approved for at least 450,000. But now since I have so many debts, I cannot get approved. Maybe you want to just lower your debt to income ratio, pay off some of those credit cards that have like a small balance on it. But since you have a minimum payment on there, it's getting included into your debt to income ratio. Maybe you want to pay off those debts, or maybe you have some collections, you want to do a debt, you want to do a settlement, like do a pay for deletion. maybe you want to do that. That's paying off debts. And make sure you establish a stable employment history. And I say this because they're always going to ask you, what's your income? What's your yearly income? If you're applying for a mortgage, they're going to be trying to see what's your last 2 years of work history. So I always try to say, just make sure you establish a stable employment history. I was just talking to a client, letting her know that I did find out that if you guys say if you or were going to school and you finally got into the job that you went to school for, as long as you get the 30 days of check stubs, I believe, don't quote me, look into it deeper on who would actually accept it, what lenders, but I believe as long as you got the 30 days of check stubs and you can show that you just graduated and got this job, they'll let you go ahead and get your mortgage. And create a monthly budget. And that's just because I need you guys to know how much money you have extra every month, or make sure you guys are investing. Some people get new credit cards and don't understand that's a new credit card bill, especially if you're using it. So just make sure you have that monthly budget created. And we have a budget in the Credit 101 also. You can go through the episodes and find the budget. And make sure you build a positive credit history. I always say 4 credit cards and 2 installment accounts. That's my rule. So make sure you have that positive credit history. If you know you got your 4 installment accounts, your 4 credit cards and 2 installment accounts, you can check that out. Check that off. If you're applying for a mortgage, you're trying to buy a house, make sure you have your down payment saved. Once you have that done, just check that off. Review your credit utilization. I put that in bold because to me, that is very, very important. Let me say this though. I always say you guys always have 5%. I always say you guys like have your credit cards at 5% before you apply for more credit cards, because I found that you're going to get approved. But I found also recently that even with like a 45%, but then some people like 45, $40. I don't know. I'm just watching a lot of TikToks, but the 45%, that's still you can still get approved for certain credit cards and you can still get a high limit. But I guess it depends too on why you may have that, especially, and I say that only because if you guys have 15 credit cards, let's say you got 15 credit cards, right? And maybe you only had a balance on 4 of them, and it's because it's 0% APR credit cards. The rest of them don't have a balance. Maybe that's a reason why they're going to approve it. I don't know. But still, you might can get approved. But this is just, when I say lower the utilization, I like it at 5%. To me, that's when you just know you better not deny me for balances on other debts, basically, is what they're going to say. High balances on your other credit obligations. They cannot say that. And I just want to make it so they can't really say anything at all. But I wanted to throw that out there because that's something that you guys should know. And then make sure you guys have all your necessary documents ready. Like when you're buying a house, ask them, what documents are y'all going to need from me? And get them ready. Maybe you want to get them ready ahead of time too. That's something that you guys are going to do. So just make sure you have all of your documents ready. And this was the best episodes of Credit 101. And this is episode 1. So go ahead and get your downloads. Let me show you a sneak peek of what is actually on the bonus thing that is on there, because I don't want to show everything, you guys. You got to go in there and get it. It's really just an explanation. So let me see. It's an explanation of all of the different steps and go into details, because sometimes we just ain't got it all, and that's me too. I already know, like sometimes I just don't have it all. Like, tell me what it is. I forgot what she said. I don't want to watch the full video. I need help with number 1. I need help with number 2. Okay, so here it is right here. It's basically a full breakdown of what I just told you all. Actually, I got to remove this and let me wait. Actually, let me see. Maybe I don't. Yeah, I do have to remove it. I want to make sure I show you guys a preview of this document. Hopefully in the next episode, I'm going to have it ready. But I do want to show you guys a preview for those people that stayed to the end. I want to show you a preview of what it is. Okay, here it is here. Okay, perfect. So these are just that extra document is basically detailed information on everything I just told you for all the steps. So number one, check your credit reports for accuracy. Is I'm telling you guys, go to annualcreditreport.com and you can get a free copy of your credit reports. That's not something I just said in this video. So this can be additional information. You like, Rickita, use my some check my credit report for accuracy. Like, where? Look, check on annualcreditreport.com, and that will be that first step. Next one is know your credit score. And I'm telling you guys, you can go to Credit Karma and you can go on Experian and get your credit score for free. So I kind of went down a little bit more, but all it is a detailed review basically of all of these different things, and it give you more details than what I actually just told you all here. So hopefully you guys love it. Go ahead and look down below in the description and in the comments and get the course. Or if you guys are already course, go ahead and download all of the different downloads that I have for you. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. You can leave a comment right in the course. Thank you. Hey, welcome to episode 2 of the best episodes of Credit 101. So in episode 2, we're going to talk about how to actually obtain your credit reports. And I have a guide, and it tells you over, I think it's over like 20 places where you can get your credit reports at. So actually more than that, because one of mine, number 10, it tells you like a spot where they have to give it to you, like anybody. So we're going to go over some of those now. If you guys don't know, I did 206 episodes of Credit 101. I'm only picking 30. I already picked 30 of them that I like the best. And what I did was I'm making a video, as you can see here, that's going to be in the course. Maybe you're watching it in the course already. And I had a lot of downloadables. I made a lot of different guides, worksheets, and different things that you guys can use to help you with all the information that I'm giving you on Credit 101. So in this episode, we have a guide where you can actually get your credit reports. So let's actually go over a few of them. Please, if you guys are in the course, go ahead and download it so you can see all of the ones there. It's self-explanatory in terms of looking at them. Like, oh, that's where I gotta go. Go there and get your credit reports. If you guys don't have access to the membership, get access to the membership, and you guys can be able to download this document also. So let's go ahead and check out a few of them that I have on here. So the first one is you guys can get your credit reports from annualcreditreport.com. So if you guys was to go to annualcreditreport.com, you guys will be able to see that you can get your credit report for free. And here it is here. I don't know why that link didn't work as well as I wanted it to work, but this is Annual Credit Report with no S, because I used to say Annual Credit Reports. And if I say that, please forgive me. I'm just so used to saying it. I'm trying to work on not saying it. But annualcreditreport.com, you can get your credit report from Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Ever since 2020, I'm just going to say that the big thing that happened in 2020, we were able to get them free from Equifax, Experian, TransUnion right here. Now, I love this because when I sued Midland, I had to get an actual copy of my credit report to start. And then I actually got what it looked like when they did not delete the account and they kept trying to get money from me. So for me to be able to win my lawsuit, I had to get my credit reports from here because these are like actual credit reports. They're not necessarily, because they're not necessarily, they're not third party. There are the bureaus themselves are giving you your credit reports, and you're able to get them once per week. So this is really nice. So you can get your credit reports from here, but just keep in mind too, for those people that's trying to maybe you're not trying to sue any of these companies, maybe you're trying to get the account deleted. If you guys get your credit reports from here, you're going to give them additional days to verify that information in terms of your dispute letters. You're going to give them additional days to process your disputes. But in my case, I know that these collection companies are not going to send out the documents that they need to send out. So I was like, I need to get my credit reports from here so I can sue them. So this is where you guys will go if you want to actually get an actual copy of your credit reports and you want to make sure that you have complete verification that that account is still on your credit reports. So definitely go there. Now, the next place that you guys can actually look is on Aura. So Aura actually they have a 14-day free trial. Make sure you guys use my link here, aura.com/Rickita. So let's actually go there. This website, sometimes on my computer, how it loads is very slow. But again, you have a 14-day free trial for $0. And they're big on digital safety for your whole family. So as identity theft, fraud, or online threats, they're going to let you know exactly what's happening in terms of, hey, you got a new account on your credit reports. Have you seen this? Have you checked that? They're going to keep you up to date on those different things, but you can definitely get your credit report from them. You can be able to look at your credit report. So that's why I added it here. And it's no cost to you for the first 14 days. It's $0. So I thought that was a great one to actually add to the list. Now, last but not least, you guys do have Identity IQ. You guys have to use my links for these things, you guys. Let me actually see if I can highlight this thing. I might have to delete some, but that's fine. Let's actually look on here, because you can get all 3 credit reports and scores for just $1 trial for the first 7 days. And I love those trials. Like $1 get me in the door, and I should have $1 trial for my memberships too. All of my memberships, just get in for $1, see if you even like it. And that's what I liked about them. And then if you go directly to their website, they're going to charge you $29.99 per month to look at your credit reports. My link actually gives you a discount. It's $21.99. So that's why I really like it too. But I love that they tell you the different things that affect your credit score. We was talking about that in the last episode. I just have way more details on what I have here, but they can give you your credit reports and all your actual credit scores. So Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion credit reports and scores, daily credit monitoring and alerts. So they'll say, hey, you got a new account, you got a new inquiry. This is good too, so you guys can get alerts. Sometimes you can't look at your credit all the time. Maybe you need to be alerted to tell you exactly what's going on. And that's what I like about this. This is really great for that. You guys are going to be able to get your credit report every 30 days, and you guys have the $25,000 in identity theft insurance. So this is a great one. Again, it's 10 things, 10 different ones on the list, but some of them tell you multiple places for one different section. So I'm pretty sure that you guys are going to love this. If you guys are already a member of the membership, just go down below and actually download that full document. Let me see if I can give you guys another sneak peek on. Oh, you know what? Let's go over number 10 on here, because this is the actual download here. I don't want to tell everything, but number 10, I think this is very important, especially when you guys are applying for credit. And with me going to school and learning so much about our rights within the FCRA, definitely, I'm not an attorney. I'm not giving y'all legal advice. Do your own research. But number 10 was, it's unlimited. The bank or the credit card provider can tell us what our credit scores is, because when they pull our credit report, they give you a hard inquiry. They should know what your credit score is. So those people that want to know their credit score, you should be able to get it from there. You'll usually, like for credit cards, you'll get your denial in the mail. Some banks can give it to you right there on the spot, and they can give you your actual credit reports. And if a bank said that they cannot give you your actual credit report, then please take down the information. Take down the information and write a complaint to them. Let me not give y'all no suggestions. This was what I would do. I would write a complaint to that bank saying that you are authorized to give me a copy of my credit report and let me know what my credit score is, and you guys failed to do that. I need a copy. I demand a copy of my credit report, the one that you pulled on such and such date, and they should send it to you, and they'll just send it to me in the mail. But that's something that I would actually do, because just think about it. When y'all out there applying for a car, you're going to find out what your credit score is, especially if they're pulling your credit report multiple times for all these different banks. You get all those inquiries. They should let you know what your credit score is. Like, they should not be going back and forth with y'all, And then also, when you're applying for a mortgage, usually they give you a copy of credit report. I see a lot of people have a copy of their credit report when they actually apply for a mortgage. But that is like an unlimited one. That's the one I said is like almost unlimited, but it's a lot of good ones in here. So go ahead and download it down below if you guys are already a member. If you're not a member, it's $1 trial in the comments and the description. Go ahead and sign up. What are y'all waiting on? You guys can become a member today. Okay, so go ahead and download that, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Hey, welcome to episode 3 of the best episodes of Credit 101. The real episode of Credit 101 is episode 8. So what I did was because I recorded 206 episodes of Credit 101 and I found 30 of my best ones, which is why we have the best episodes of Credit 101. It's 30 of them total. And I created a lot of downloads for them. So if you guys are watching in the membership, you guys should see them all. So I created a lot of downloads for all of these great episodes that I love the most so that you guys can actually be able to learn more or learn deeper about these different subjects, because I think they're the best episodes because they're needed. Like, you need to put this in your head. As much as I need to put it in my head, you guys need to do the same thing. So I created these different episodes, and this is episode 3. If you guys don't already have the course that I created for Credit 101, go ahead and look down below. All of the downloads I'm gonna talk to you guys about is over 40 different downloads that you guys can use. And it's dispute letters in there, checklists in there, a lot of different guides with valuable information, a lot of different worksheets that you guys can fill out, such as the one that we're going to go over now. It's all down below in the description for the Credit 101 course. And it's $1 for y'all to get in there, so it's no reason why you're not in there. If you guys already have the course because you're watching it now, thank you so much. I have more details down in the description to tell you guys how to understand each one of them. And if you guys have any additional questions, you guys can always leave a comment within the course and I'll answer that comment. But definitely, guys, go ahead and get the course. It's down below in the dollar trial. Now, in this episode, we're talking about understanding your actual credit report. So you need to know what's inside your credit report, and you need to know why it matters. So I actually have something that's going to break down your credit report, and I'm going to tell you some things on why these different things matter, because some stuff you may overlook, but you need to know why these different things matter and why this information should be reporting a certain way. So let's go ahead and check out that analysis guide that's going to actually tell you why these different things are going to really matter to you. So we're going to actually do this worksheet. So it's an actual worksheet that you guys can actually fill out. And we're going to only do step number 1. I believe it's 8 of them total, though. Actually, it's 9 total. And it's fillable. Just fill it all in, you guys. And if you guys are in the course, it says, hey, this section is for this. If you find these problems, do these. So definitely you can follow along now and do number 1, and then you guys should be able to do the next ones. If you guys have actual problems with your credit reports and you need to know more about your credit, please look into my exclusive credit membership. It's $1 trial for that. Also, you can find it at Rickita.com. So definitely check that out. You can see my email address is actually right here. So you can find it at Rickita.com. So let's go over this first one. So the first one is your personal information. So your personal information is very important. I tell people you should really only have one name reported to the credit bureau. So you want to list any names here that shouldn't be here, especially if you want to call the credit bureaus, or you can list the name that you want to be on your credit report. List names you want to be on there, and then call the credit bureaus and tell them to remove all the other names. All those different variations could be a sign of somebody trying to take over your credit. Only the last 4 digits should be displayed on your credit reports. So just list that just to make sure, you guys, if you already know your social security number, you don't have to list it. But if you guys are listening to this, I have a teen course coming up, and they're not going to know their social security number. So they're going to have to write it out to like remember it, basically. So they're going to put the last 4 digits of it here. And if you guys you learning your social security number yourself, you're like, okay, I have to learn I had a number, then put that number here so you can remember it, and make sure that the other bureaus, well, all the bureaus have just this one social security number, not multiple, because I have seen multiple on a credit report. Also, date of births. Do y'all know the credit bureaus can have multiple date of births for you, but you should only have one. So list that here and make sure all these different bureaus that have all these different names, social security number, date of births, and also we're going to go into addresses, employment information. You can actually write a dispute letter telling them to remove it, or you can call them too. Call them and tell them that they need to update this information and they need to remove it. So make sure you only have one date of birth there. Make sure it's the correct date of birth. Sometimes they don't even have your full date of birth. If you were born in November on a certain day, they may just always put the first. Like, they don't actually put a date of birth there for you, or they may only have your year. Make sure they have your full date of birth and it is correct. So your current and previous addresses. I usually say you should only have your current address on there, and that's or an address that's not tied to negative accounts. And that's really for those people that's trying to remove accounts from their credit reports, honestly. But you guys can have previous addresses on there. But when you start having too many addresses, they starting to think that you're just hopping from house to house. And that's when I learned deeper about what they look at deeper into the credit scores. We don't really know what the algorithm is saying or what it's really doing. But when I was taught like the dark side of credit, they talked about having addresses in bad neighborhoods wasn't good. So if you stayed in the hood before, you might want to remove that address, because they look at that address a certain way, like when their system, when they pulling it in. It's a certain code and they know what type of education is in that area. How much income is in that area. It just look bad, especially if you got an old address. So go ahead and remove those addresses. Any address that's not yours, remove it too. And then with your employment information, if you guys have a possibility of getting sued, understand that they could pull your some of these companies could possibly pull your credit reports if they have the right authorization, and find out exactly where you work at, find out what your address is, and then they'll have the information that they need to sue you and get a garnishment. So that's why I say sometimes with employment information, unless you're really doing good with your credit now, I just don't see a point of having it there. When I apply for a new credit card, the employment information will be added. Other than that, please remove this. Like, I don't need to have it there. But you want to make sure that you verify that all of your personal information is accurate and up to date. Any discrepancies may indicate errors or possibly identity theft. So look into it. You could possibly have identity theft. So just fill in this worksheet, and if you guys see things that's wrong, contact the credit bureaus and say, hey, I have these different things that's wrong with my credit reports. Now, I'm not going to go over everything. I'm going to skim over everything because this is a detailed worksheet, and I'm a, like, tell me what it is. I'm a more of a visual person, audio. Don't just leave me to read it. Sometimes maybe it's details I'm missing. So I'm going to go over a few of them here. So when it come down to your credit accounts, if you're disputing your accounts, make sure every credit bureaus have the same information. So say if you have a Capital One account, and it's charged off, you try to get it deleted, make sure that the account number is the same on all three bureaus. Make sure the account type is the same. You're filling this information in. And maybe you need to copy this on another piece of paper for all of your accounts too. It's going to take some work, especially if you guys are working to dispute accounts. It's going to take some work, but this worksheet is great for you. And when it comes down to number 2, if you guys are in a membership, it doesn't even matter. If the account is positive, just leave it alone. Don't even care about the details. You care about the details if you ever need to get it deleted. Just make sure that it's reporting current, the balance is reporting correctly, so it don't mess up your utilization. It says that it's in good standing or open. It don't have any negative stuff on there. You'll be good. But if you guys are trying to dispute it, make sure, again, the account type, the account number, the date open, the account balance, the credit limit, the original loan amount, basically, and your payment history or the status is all correct. Because if it's not and it's different on all three credit bureaus, then that can be a reason why you can get it deleted. Same thing with these public records. Make sure all your public records are correct, and it should report the same on all three credit bureaus, because guess what, if you had a bankruptcy, that bankruptcy is a bankruptcy, and it has all the, your case number, has everything that's on there. It cannot be different on all three credit bureaus because it's only one bankruptcy. I'm only one Rickita. If you write my name down, you can't call me Rickita, which is sometimes my system call me Rickita. You can't call me Kita, or you can't call me Rickita. My name is Rickita. Period. All three credit bureaus can't have different things. So keep that in mind. When it comes down to your inquiries, you can call to have those inquiries removed. Just call the credit bureaus. Collections are the same thing as with the charge off example for Capital One. Your payment history, just make sure that you don't have any late payments. If you do have late payments, send a goodwill letter. If you guys are inside the credit membership, you guys are going to get a goodwill letter that you guys can send into the credit bureaus. Or if you having us send out letters for you, then we could actually send a goodwill letter out. It teaches you about this guy. It teaches you about your utilization, how to calculate it, which is really nice. That's for number 7. It teaches you how to calculate it. And then your total debt, your debt to income ratio. It actually teaches you that for those people that's trying to buy a house. That's very, very useful. And then also your dispute and your action plan. So you're going to talk about what's your issue, what's the section that has an error, what action are you taking? Are you going to dispute it? Are you going to contact them? And then your date of your action. This is good for tracking it, especially if you want to sue, like I had to sue Midland. So this is information that you need to know so that you can stay on top of everything. But this is episode 8 of Credit 101. This is the best episode of Credit 101, episode 3. So definitely, we have so much to go. If you guys are only on episode 3, you technically have 30 episodes total where you're going to have different downloadables that you guys can get. And again, it's a dollar trial. You guys can get that down below. If you guys are already in a membership, then go ahead and download these documents right away. And do not, you guys have so much information. I literally put so much information in here. We're talking about credit in general, starting from the bottom. Credit too in general. So much information, especially if you guys don't know about credit. But just take like one step, and then take another step, and take another step. Don't get overwhelmed. Find out what's your top points. I can get approved for a credit card. Find an episode that can help you with that, and just go from there. Okay, now I need to get my money together. So what about this? And what about that? It's different things. So definitely find out which episode is best for you. But this was just episode 3, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey, welcome to the best episodes of Credit 101. This is episode 4. Now, don't forget, we have 206 episodes of Credit 101. In these different episodes, I'm doing 30 of them total. I'm just talking about the best episodes, and I actually provided a lot of downloadables for you all. So as you can see here, I have a huge stack of downloads because I downloaded every document that I created. So you can see here, it's a lot of downloadables here. And for this episode, we do have a guide. So I want to go over the guide. If you guys are already in the course, perfect. You're watching this, you can go ahead and download the guide down below. And I have more details in the course for you all. So just go ahead and read that. It'll teach you more about that guide. But if you guys don't have the course yet, go ahead and get the course down below. I have the link in the description and in the comments. But with this episode, basically, we were just talking about credit scores and what they're made up of. What's the different percentages. So we're going to go over the one that's the most at 35%. We're going to go over that. But again, it's 5 of them total. So 5 of them. We're only going over 1 of them. If you guys are in a course, go ahead and finish reading that document, and you guys will have greater details on basically what is your credit score made of. And if you guys have been watching my videos, you guys should know this already. And then you guys can always go over to episode 11 of Credit 101 and get even more details too about this episode. So let's go ahead and check out this document. So this is the guide that you guys are going to get. And I'm not going to scroll down. We're going to just go over number 1, but it's just the guide. So our credit score is determined by several factors, you guys, and they have different levels of importance. So we're going to talk about how these different factors are going to influence your credit. And then knowing this is going to help you make better financial decisions and improve your credit score. You guys need to know these different things. So the first thing is our payment history. I cannot explain this enough. We have to make sure that we don't have any late payments on our credit reports. Late payments mean that you're irresponsible, period. That's what it means. And that's why it's 35% of your credit score. So if you just make sure that you have your stuff on auto pay, you're not going to have late payments at all. Your payment history is going to be fine. So your payment history show how reliable you are with paying your bills. And this includes payments on your credit cards, your loan, mortgages, and any other debt. That's reporting to the credit bureau. Emphasis on that's reporting to the credit bureau. If it's not reporting to the credit bureau, we're not even thinking about that because it's not even affected our credit score. We care about what's actually being reported to the credit bureaus. So this is and let me say this. Let me say this. Let me go back. I want to say this too. The only reason why I say this, if it's not reported, is because I had the bad habit of saying, you know what, I don't have to pay my energy bill this month. I could just wait, let it go by, and I could just pay it next month because they're not going to report to the credit bureau. They only going to report it if it's an actual collection, and it's just not a good thing to do. But that don't report to the credit bureau, so technically that would be one of the later bills that you would pay in terms of trying to protect your credit. So we care about things that's actually reporting to the credit bureau. So this is our most important factor of our credit score. Late or missed payments negatively impact our credit scores. So things that you can do to improve this is pay all of your bills on time every time. And to make sure that you guys are doing this, all you have to do is just set it all up on auto payment or do reminders. I put all of my bills. Let me tell you, this is really one of the most important ones. Because I seen somebody get a late payment off a $5 credit card bill, and it's like, oh, I just forgot. And I'm like, I know y'all not gonna, put a late payment on there for $5, and they did. Okay. And it was bad. So that's why I like to put emphasis on here. But what I like to do is I put all of my credit cards on auto pay for the minimum payment. So no matter what, that minimum payment is going to get paid. Because as long as you're paying a minimum payment, they cannot report you late. And they cannot report you late until you're 30 days late. So I put them all on a minimum payment. I go in to make sure that they took the minimum payment, because I sometimes do it a few days ahead of time. So say if my bill due on the 7th, I'll do my automatic payment. I'll do it probably 4 days ahead of time on the 3rd or something like that. But I'll go back in the next day, so on the 4th, and just make sure that that minimum payment came out, because again, these auto pays, they're gonna do it for the month ahead. So I'll go back in on the 4th and see, okay, y'all took the minimum amount, and then I'll say, okay, what's my statement balance when it come down to credit cards? What's my statement balance? Because not only do I not want y'all to report me late to the credit bureaus, but I don't want to pay any interest. So I figure out what's my statement balance. They say, hey, your statement balance $436. Okay, I gotta pay $436. I know my minimum payment was only $59 or whatever it was, but I'll go ahead and pay that for something so that they do not charge me any interest. If you guys are leaving a statement balance, you're not paying out the full statement balance every month, they'll charge you interest. And when I look at that, especially looking in stocks and stuff like that, and going over this with like my children, how much money you could have invested. Imagine if it was the other way around. Like instead of you paying $30 in interest this month or $10 in interest, what if you was able to invest that? How much that would grow? And I did read a book, and it is over here. The book that I read, I thought it was over here. um Oh, well, yeah, it is over here. The compound effect. The compound effect, it says in that book, it says, imagine before you spend money, so the $10, before you spend that $10 or the $30 on that credit card bill, imagine it being worth 5 times more in the future if you would invest it. So that $10 in interest can actually grow to $50 if you think about it in the future. And we just saying, it depends on how you invest it, but it's yours, So do not pay any interest. Once I found out about this, I was like, I got to figure this out. And that's when I learned how to rotate my credit cards. And just look at my other videos if you guys have questions about rotating credit cards, or leave me comments, because I'm going to go back in and make even more videos, or even talk about it live too. And I can show you what I mean. But let me give you a quick example on rotating credit cards, because you guys might need it. Rotating credit cards is basically this. Say if Let me give you a real good example. Okay, so I have to pay my son's daycare fee today. And I'm to the point where I'm putting all of my money towards a certain thing I'm paying off. I'm paying off something right now. So all my cash needs to go towards there. I need to put as much money there as I can, because I get charged interest on it. Like, basically my car. I need to put all my money on my car. So this is what I'm doing in a sense. I see which credit card just reported to the credit bureau, and then I'll put the daycare charge on there. And it's only, I just basically put that charge on there. And then since I'm paying off my statement balance, I think about it like this. Say if my credit card just reported to the credit bureaus, that means any charges that I put on it right now is not going to be due for 2 whole months. So I'm going to pay that. I'm going to pay it. I'm not going to get charged any interest, but the actual cash that I have, I can put that on my statement balances that I have right now. And I can also put that money on my debt, which is charging me interest. So that's what I mean by rotating credit cards. And I'll just see which credit card just reported. So say if 2 weeks from now, say if just say I put that on my Navy Federal or whatever. Let's just say that I put that on my Navy Federal, but now I have my Apple credit card that just reported to the credit bureau. We're a few weeks later. I'm going to put it on the Apple because that actually give me even more time, because Liz, we got the 2 weeks plus we got the 2 months, because we got the 2 weeks plus we got the 2 months. If I would have put on that other credit card, my Navy Federal, that would have been reporting technically in what, a month and a half now, because the time has passed. So I see which credit card just report. I'll say, hey, I'm putting it on there, and then I want to see if I'm going to get rewards, and that's only if you're paying on certain debts. But that's what I think about with rotating credit cards, and some people will do this for their utilization. But that's enough of me yapping on and on. Let's kind of get over to this last one, and then you guys download that document down below. So if you guys already have the membership, and if you don't have the membership, go ahead and get the membership. It's very, very reasonable too, especially with everything that you have in there. So if you have missed payments, focus on making all future payments on time to rebuild your credit. But I also have on my website, Rickita.com, you guys will also be able to, or Rickita.com, and in a course too, I have free dispute letters for your inquiry. So you guys can get the inquiry dispute letter within the course, and you can get on my website, Rickita.com. But that is the best episode 4 of Credit 101, and it's actually episode 11 of Credit 101. So go ahead and get those downloaded, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey, welcome to episode 5 of the best episodes of Credit 101. I have did 206 episodes, and I guess I'm just like, welcome to episode whatever, Credit 101. No, you guys, these are the best episodes of Credit 101. So I did 30 total in terms of the best episodes, because these are the episodes I thought that we should go deeper on. And I created a lot of downloadables for you guys, as you can see, or maybe you're actually watching this within the course, because I'm going to have this actually in a course, and I'm just showing you all how to review these things. If you guys are actually in the course, then you can look down below and you can be able in the description, and then you'll be able to see all of the different details on how to understand this, and you can be able to read all of them. We're going to go over only a few of them. So in this episode, we're talking about the negative credit decisions explained. I did not understand negative credit decisions, so I want to explain it. Some people don't understand it too. They don't even look at it. But negative credit decisions is if you apply for a credit card, if they deny you, then they should send you a letter in the mail, or sometimes they'll email it to you, and they say, hey, we denied, this is your credit score, this is where the bureau we got it from, and we denied you because of these reasons. We're going over those reasons now, so that way when you get that reason, not only am I telling you what the reason is, but I'm telling you how to actually fix it. Because you got to fix it. They're going to let you in. They just say, I don't like you because of that. Get this done. And I think of this as like a prerequisite for school. Going to college, I want to take certain courses, and they're like, hey, listen, we'd love to have you in this course, but you have to take this course and that course first, and then come over here, because you're not going to understand anything we got going on over here. And that's what they're feeling like with your credit. They're saying, hey, fix these few things, or maybe one thing, and then they'll go ahead and approve you. So let's go over these things now, and then we actually talking and talking and talking. Remember, you guys can get in the course for a $1 trial down below in the description and in the comments. So it's 10 things total. We're going to go over only one of them. So the first one on the list is you just have a low credit score. So lenders may reject some applications if your credit score is below a minimum requirement. Some of them say you need to have it at a certain number. And think about a lender as like a bank when you're trying to get a loan for a house. If they say that they need you to have a 580 credit score and your credit score of 575, you need 5 more points, or they're going to just deny you, period. They don't care how good your credit is in terms of the meat and potatoes of it. Like, I got good payment history though. I got 4 credit cards. I got this. They don't care about none of that. Your credit score needs to be at a certain number. So if you guys have a low credit score, they can just go ahead and deny you. So these are a few things that you guys can do if you guys have this problem. And again, you have 10 of them on this list. So go through the other ones and figure out exactly what you guys need to do to be able to fix them. So first of all, make sure you guys improve your payment history. Pay all your bills on time. Late or missed payments, they can lower your credit scores. And make sure you automate your payments and set up reminders so that you can avoid this in the future. I don't want to give you guys a big spiel because I did in one of the previous episodes about, I think that was episode 1 or 2, when I was talking about, rotating credit cards and putting all your credit cards on auto pay. But make sure all of your credit cards, all of your anything that you have to pay that's reporting to the credit bureaus, no matter what, they're on auto pay for the minimum amount that you have to pay to make sure that you don't get a late payment. Again, these different late payments can actually hurt your credit score. It's 35% of your credit score. We went over this. You guys have a guide in one of the episodes. So go ahead and find out which episode it is, because I think it's episode 1 or 2. But it's a guide that tell you what percentage of your credit score is made, what it is made up of and all that stuff. 35% is payment history. So just put everything on auto pay, especially anything that's reporting to the credit bureaus, because that's what's going to hurt your credit score. And I gave an example about the Duke Energy before. Duke Energy don't report to the credit bureau. So, you like, oh, okay, maybe I don't have to pay it this month. I'll just pay it next month. I'll just pay both of them in one time, because they're not going to report to the credit bureaus. That can be a thought because they're not reporting to the credit bureaus. And if you have other debts, you actually don't want to put that as a top priority, especially if you have a limited amount of money. If you want to protect your credit, it's a difference. But definitely make sure you guys are working on your payment history, minimum payment. Make sure you guys reduce your utilization. Aim to use less than 30% of your available credit, and pay down your credit card balances and keep your spending in check. Now, with this one, you guys, I always say, okay, 30% is nice, but I say when you apply for credit, I say aim for a 5% utilization, and that's overall utilization on all of your credit cards. And the only reason why I say that is because when you apply for credit, yeah, they may approve you, but what if they give you a small limit? And I say that because of this. What if when you were applying for a lot of credit cards, when you had your utilization at 5%, you getting $10,000 credit cards, you getting $12,000, $7,000, you get nice, decent credit. But now your utilization is like 50%, 60%. And now they like, oh, here's a $500 credit card. We approved you. It's like, I don't want this. So that's why I tell people utilization is very, very important. And utilization can actually drop your credit score a lot too. Utilization plays on your credit score a lot. It's one of the factors in terms of your credit score. So I always tell people, the lower your utilization, the higher your credit score can be. And if you ever trying to find a spot to really increase your credit score, it's really in that utilization. So please make sure you guys pay down your credit cards. That's going to be good. Just keep your utilization in check, because that's going to be best for you all. And then, you guys see this extra one here. Everybody's not looking at me go up, so you guys are a part of membership. You already see that, but we just talked about utilization. This just goes into greater detail about utilization. Okay, so check for errors. And remember, these things are affecting your credit score. They didn't like your credit score. They didn't say, oh, we don't like your credit cards in particular. They don't like your credit score. So this is how to fix your credit score, get a few points. And I have my 60 points in 60 days to teach you how to really get them points in 60 days. Now, make sure you guys check for errors. So check your credit reports and ensure that there are no errors dragging your credit score down. And make sure you guys delete and dispute these different accuracies, and delete them by basically sending a dispute letter telling them to remove it from your credit reports. Anytime you guys are disputing any accounts with the credit bureaus, please make sure you guys are sending your letters certified. So within Credit 101, the course that's there, I have multiple dispute letters that I made personally for you all. They're not even in my exclusive credit membership. I did want to separate it. So if you guys have problems with your credit, I do have dispute letters there that you guys can use. I do have multiple dispute letters there. But if you know you have a big problem with your credit, that's why your credit score is down, you got a lot of negative accounts, then look into my exclusive credit membership, because once you guys go there, that's when we're talking about, actually, like I told you guys, I sued Midland before. I'm going to show you like how I did that in a sense. I'm going to show you how to set these different things up. And on top of that too, we can actually help you guys send out those dispute letters. So look into my exclusive credit membership. We do have a $1 trial for those people that want to sign up for that. But look into the exclusive credit membership, because that can help you with those negative accounts. Because negative accounts, you guys, these are different things that really drop your credit score. If you have a high utilization, your credit score is not the best. If If you got negative accounts in your credit reports, your credit score is not the best. And if you have any late payments, your credit score is not the best. That's why when you remove late payments from your credit reports, your credit score goes up. If you lower your utilization on your credit cards, your credit score goes up. And also, if you guys were to remove like negative accounts from your credit reports, your credit score goes up. The main reason why they denied you is because of your credit score. Now, there's other things on here, you guys, on the list. It's 10 different ones on here. So go ahead and check them out. And if you guys already have the membership, go ahead and download it down below. And those people that don't have the membership, get the membership. I created all these documents. I know you guys are going to love it. And it's very, very reasonable. Look in the description and look in the comments so you can see the different pricing. But I have it where you guys can get in for just $1 for the first 7 days. So definitely go ahead and check it out. Let's check out some of the other episodes. Hey, welcome to episode 6 of the best episodes of Credit 101. If you guys don't know, we have 206 episodes of Credit 101, and this is one of the best episodes. So I have 30 best episodes. This is number 6. Now, this one is about medical debt. Medical debt it's bothering a lot of people. So that's why I wanted to put together this worksheet that you guys can actually fill out. So if you guys have medical debt and you want to track it, because you don't want it to end up on your credit report, then I definitely have this worksheet here for you. So let's actually check it out, because I'm like, what else can I say other than let's actually look at the document. So this is the medical debt tracking form. If you guys are already in the course, you can download it down below. If you guys do not have access to the course, use my link down below. It's $1 trial to actually get access to this, plus over 40 other downloadable things that you guys can use inside of the course. This is just one of them where we're talking about medical debt. So you're going to use this form to track your medical debts. So if you guys have medical debts, this is going to be perfect for you. You're going to track all your medical debts and then their impact on your credit reports. Keeping track of your medical debts, your payments, or any associated credit report entries would help you stay organized and address your potential issues affecting your credit score. So let's get into it. Let's talk about what you need to actually fill in. So when it comes to all medical debts, I don't care what it is. I really don't want to talk about it. Go down here, look at the bottom. As of July 2022, paid medical debts no longer appear in your credit reports, or unpaid medical debts under $500. So if it's under $500, I don't care what's going on with it, paid or unpaid. I don't care what it is. It cannot be on your credit reports, or if it's paid, it cannot be on your credit reports. And that includes settled debts. Settled debts is payment, basically. I'm not an attorney. I could side with an attorney on that, but listen, okay? Certain medical debts shouldn't be on our credit reports, because medical debts can hurt us in terms of bringing our credit score down, and that's only a certain type of credit, like FICOs and stuff like that. Different, depending on which type of report they're pulling for you. So let's talk about how you need to fill this in. So if you got a medical debt on your credit reports, you need to put the name of the medical provider, the date that you actually got your service, the amount owed, and then you need to talk about if you have a payment plan or not. And then you need to know the date that is reported to the credit bureau, and you need to say whether it's paid or unpaid. If you see any paid debts on your credit report, I gave you guys free dispute letters. Find out, look through the different episodes, look at the different downloads, and find out which one talk about disputes, because that can be a dispute letter that you guys can send in. And I think that I created a dispute letter for medical debt too. I thought that I did, but if it's paid, dispute it, because it shouldn't be on a credit report, and tell them to remove it. And then add any type of notes on here. So when I look back on medical debts that I would have had, if it was under $500, again, it can't be on my credit report now as of July 2022. But if it was medical debts on there, depending on who's reporting, honestly, I will always think about just suing the company. That's just what I'm thinking in my head. I will try to figure out what's the name of the collection company, because these medical debts, you guys, they're being reported by collection companies, and they have to do certain things. So I would try to see like who's the actual collection company. If it was me, I would send them a validation of debt letter saying, hey, I see this account on my credit report. But I will actually first dispute it with the credit bureaus, because when it comes down to these accounts, you really have to dispute it with the credit bureaus first. So actually send that dispute to the credit bureaus, find that letter, send it to all 3 credit bureaus that's reporting on. Next, tell them, hey, reporting these accounts as accurate and these as they're complete. And I haven't seen any type of validation. Ask for validation at that point. Say, hey, I haven't seen any type of validation. I need you to validate this account that's on my credit report. If they fail to send any type of response, I'm going to talk about just me. If they fail to send me any type of response, then that means that you're not following the rules in terms of reporting accounts on the credit reports and making sure that you guys have accurate and complete information. And they actually showing that this debt is actually valid too. You know, they could just put anything on your credit report. So I would have that letter to the credit bureaus and a letter to the company. And if they do not respond and they continue to add it to the credit report, I will send more letters to the credit bureaus and also to the companies. And I'll package that thing up and I will file a lawsuit against them about this medical debt. If you guys haven't, this is going to be kind of early, but I am going to talk more about my lawsuit that I had with Midland. I'm going to actually show, because that one I settled, which means Midland, like, okay, we're not gonna say we messed up or not, but what you want, Rickita. Basically, that was a conversation, and we settled. Um, so I'm going to open that up so you guys can see what letters did I send out. How, you know, you can see the process of it going through the courts. When did I file stuff? What was my process? I'm going to talk about that. So if you guys know you got medical debts on your credit reports, you guys, you got to think about HIPAA too. It's certain things that just cannot be shared. It's so many different rights when it come down to our medical debt, because that's our personal information. They can say stuff or they can get information that can be very detrimental in terms of us making money, or, you know, you just, that's personal information they should not have out. So with accounts like that, I would just wait or find out if I release that video, depending on when you're watching this. So we're talking December. I plan on releasing October 2024. I plan on releasing that in January or February of 2025. If you haven't seen it already, I suggest you guys check that out, because you might want to set up the same thing. I'm not saying you do, I'm not saying you don't, but you might want to set up the same thing. And if you guys set up the same thing, then possibly you guys can have options. In my lawsuit, what I said that I wanted was, I told them that I wanted them to give me $8,000. I wanted them to delete that account um, for my credit reports. Those are the two things. Oh, no, that wasn't the two things. And stop talking about this money you say I owe you. I don't care if it's true or not. Stop talking about it. Don't sell it to anybody. This debt is just clear. That's what I told them in my original complaint. That's what I told them I wanted. And then we end up settling. Now, I can't talk about what we actually settled for, but what I'm telling you is I'm not going to think about settling any company, especially when I know they messing up. And now I know that they're not going to respond in a certain way, and they're rather settle out accounts. I would rather just go the route of just, you know, sending in dispute letters to the credit bureaus and to the companies, send them all certified, because you guys have to make sure that you're sending certified mail. So I would suggest that you guys send them certified, and then go from there. That's what I would totally suggest for you guys when it come down to this medical debt. But keep track of the medical debt. If you decide that you want to just settle these medical debts that's on your credit reports, then put on here whether you got a payment plan, or ask them to do a pay for the well, you ain't got to ask for pay for deletion no more, because once it's paid, it got to get deleted. You can just let them know, hey, I'm going to pay this certain amount. Let's go ahead and settle it. Say if it's $500, say, hey, can I pay you $250? Can I pay you $260? Or whatever you want to pay them. And then ask them how long is it going to take for them to update it as paid on your credit reports. Because once it's updated as paid, don't forget, any paid medical debt should not be on your credit report. That is a route too. Some people like, I'm not going to go to school around. I'm going to just get them their little money and I'm going to call it a day. If that's you, then give them their little money and call it a day. Okay. But you guys definitely have this inside of the Credit 101 actual membership. If you guys don't have the membership, get the membership. I have it down below for $1. It's a 7-day free trial. And I hope that this is helpful, but I know a lot of this stuff is stuff that when I was going over some of this stuff, I'm like, this is stuff that I used. So like, here you go. Okay. This is what's going to help you get your stuff together. And now I look at it, I see a dispute letter. It's in episode 14. So yeah, here's a dispute letter right here. Say episode 14. Episode 14 have your dispute letter, and it has a validation debt letter and inquiry removal letter. That's in episode 14 of Credit 101. And then I have a guide too, what to do if the credit reporting agency does not respond quick. That's in number 15. So you guys have so much stuff. I would suggest, though, I'm telling y'all, look for January 2025 when I finish open up the full case and tell y'all all the details. Okay. Alrighty. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.